Go ahead and call our workshop to order at this time. It's March 17th. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dominic, Johnson,
Present.
Williams,
Here.
Lynn, Bowman,
Present.
Lynch,
That's fine with a
Nescaday, Thibodeau, Cox, Smith, Everson,
Missed my name.
Baker.
Here.
We do have a quorum. Okay. Commissioner Johnson, if you will lead us in the invocation, and Commissioner Smith, if you will lead us in the pledge.
Good etiquette, man. Good etiquette.
Go ahead. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for your grace and your mercy that you have brought us this far in life. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the citizens of Caddo Parish. We ask that you keep blessing them as you do day in and day out. These things we ask in your Son, Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Turn, face the flag and say after me. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, that moves on to citizen comments. Any citizens who wish to address the commission will need to fill out a comment card and forward it to myself as president or to the clerk. Comments by any citizens will be limited to 3 minutes. I have no cards. Madam Clerk, do you have any cards? We will move on to visitors. I don't believe we have any visitors.
We have, sir, one on the admin report, sir.
Okay, we'll get to, then that will move to admin report at this time. Dr. Wilson?
Yes, sir. President Dominic and Commissioners, good afternoon. We had a request to invite Ms. Rhonda Simmons, who is the HR Director for Bentler Steel. And she is here today along with Mr. Patrick Gilliam. And I believe the requester was Commissioner Epperson.
You want me to get it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, we've all, so.
Yes, sir. Ms. Simmons, you'd like to come forward, ma'am? Yeah. Commissioner Epperson?
You can come to the
Our
mic.
guest here from Bentler Steel, sir. You can go to the podium, please, ma'am. Our Bentler Steel guests are here.
If you can,
Yes, ma'am.
you could-
Ms. Rhonda Simmons and Mr.
if you would give us your name and address, I would appreciate it.
Rhonda Simmons, Shreveport.
And your address, or work address, whatever.
Work address,
That's
1 Bentler Drive,
Okay.
Shreveport.
Okay. And does she have a presentation, or?
No, sir. I believe
Okay.
they.
I had,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner Epperson, you had some
you
questions?
said Sherwood?
Shreveport.
No, your name.
Rhonda
Rhonda
Simmons.
Simmons, okay. Ms. Simmons, I had requested that you come just to sort of give us an update as to, what's going on at Bentler Steel. Often with everybody see us in Walmart or at church, they're asking us about jobs and this, that, and the other. So we just want to come out and introduce you to the community and let us know what's going on, where you are at this point in time in hiring, if it's contractual services, what will you be looking for. I think we've also gotten some inquiries about the role that DIPSA will be playing as far as, I think, training individuals that may be working. So if you could just bring us up to date on where you are and what the process will be.
Okay. I've also brought our project director, who is in charge of everything. I guess what we'll do is he can give an update on where we're at on the project, and then I can kind of cover a little bit of the hiring and training.
Your name, sir?
My name is Patrick Guillaume. I will spell it Guillaume.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And I'm living here in Shreveport, 2839 Caribbean Cove,
Okay.
71105.
All right.
So I'm the project director on this project, and I could give you an update on the evolution of this project. In fact, for what's related to the construction, we are finalizing the steel structure as well as the concrete, the main foundations. The status is a progress of 35% end of February. 35% progress end of February, vis-à-vis a forecast of 35%. So we are just on time. What I can tell you is that we received our first equipment during February, and we are still receiving some equipment during March. And we will start the erection of the equipment the 1st of April this year. So basically, we will start with the commissioning of the installation, the cold commissioning, so starting running the equipment without steel on it, in September this year, September, October this year, and we will start with the hot commissioning with material on it on February 2015. The startup of the operation is still foreseen for the 1st of August 2015. This is the situation of the project so far. In terms of budget, I can tell you that we are within our budget, so there is no problem. We are still, in fact, within our budget, which is good. It's very unusual to have a project, being on time and within the budget. So, but this is the case. So this is, in the short, what is the situation of the project.
What about contractual services? Are you having any problems, say, getting local contractors to do any type of work? Is there any need for that?
In fact, I will frankly tell you that as a project director, I'm quite satisfied, in fact, by the results we are receiving here in the Shreveport area. You probably know that we are working with a company named Wallbridge. This is our general contractor.
Who is it?
Wallbridge, W-A-L-B-R-I-D-G-E.
Okay.
Okay, these people, obviously, they are contracting subcontractors here in the area, and I will frankly tell you that we are very satisfied by the services we are receiving here in the area. Not only for Wallbridge and from the contractor, but as well for the other services we are having. For example, security. We have a security company from Shreveport working with us. We have different, services giving to us, and all services are very good, really excellent.
And that accent,
Beg your pardon?
the accent, very...
Okay, sorry, nobody is perfect, I'm Belgian.
Belgium.
I was going to try German. I was going to say my
No, I'm not German, I'm close to Germany, but I'm not German.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Yes, sir, that's all I have.
Anything else you want to know?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Simmons, I have a question.
Okay, hang on. Mr. Williams, Commissioner Williams.
Hang on. Commissioner Dominic.
I'm sorry, I thought there was someone else who was speaking. And I
I'm
paused
the
my name.
President, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for our global and international partnership and coming to the great state of Louisiana with a AAA Moody bond rating.
Thank you.
We're excited about you being here. However, one of my main concerns is the hiring communication. The district that I represent, there are many acts about how do you apply. A lot of them don't have computers or Wi-Fi, or because some of the parts in our district I live in, they have third world conditions. So would you be open to maybe a job for bringing it to the neighborhoods so people can understand how to apply for a job, what are the qualifications, when the time frame, when buildings will be open for business. So some kind of way, we want that miracle era opportunity to trickle down to the grassroots people that are equipped and ready, shovel-ready jobs that are ready, and those that need to be trained for the jobs now and jobs of the future. So how do we trickle that conversation? Because a lot of us get up here and don't get down to the people that really need help. People like me know, and professional people with acronyms in front of their name and behind their name. But those that at the grassroots level, that live at the bottom, they don't hear about Bitler still at all.
Right.
So we do have a great mechanism through our churches, through our Shreveport Sun, one of the gentlemen that's here. And that's how you get the message out in the minority community. And hopefully that we will reach way down so it can be inclusive. That we can include those have-nots at the bottom so we can get our message out, provide some jobs and equalize some opportunity for them as well. So I hope to be reaching out to you in the future saying, hey, we want to have a job fair and allow people the opportunity to participate with Bentler Steel. We got our great churches, we got our great radio station, we got our great African-American newspaper here at Sun, been in Forbidden for years. That's how you get the message out in the minority community. So Would you be
Absolutely.
opposed to that? Can you tell me when y'all be opening? What's the time frame? What's your target date and those?
The bulk of our hiring does not start until the last quarter of this year and into 2015. We've done a little bit of hiring. We do have 60 employees on staff now, but most of those were for the construction project. We really have not got into the operation side as much yet. We do plan on having a job fair, and it will be highly advertised, as well as on bulletin boards, newspapers, everything, so it will be out there for anybody to be able to access. The job fair, we haven't decided on the location yet, but it will be in the fall of this year.
Can I help you participate in that location and make sure it's neutral and you need to be in the middle of the city where people can have access, bus, travel route, taxi, whatever it takes. A lot of people don't have transportation, but if they start working, they can provide for themselves transportation, those things.
Well, we're working with LED on this. They have a couple of locations they've already suggested. We also have our training center as well that is being built over at Bibsy. That is a possibility. So we do have several options. If y'all have some recommendations, we're glad to hear those, but we do have some options we're looking at.
But what I'm saying, those are great options, but it doesn't really penetrate the people that I'm trying to reach. Okay, great that Bolger and we are a community together for Northwest Louisiana. I'm happy. However, the people I'm trying to reach would have a neutralized site for those people that maybe have the training or are excited, may not hear about Bentley through that type of media and through that type of advertisement. But there are ways where we can penetrate those at the grassroots level by using certain other measures to get our message out that Bentley is here and providing jobs for them. Because a lot of times, the miracle era opportunity don't go down to the bottom. It stops here. So how do we be inclusive? That's where I want to work with you and your organization. And I know that you maybe have a national hiring agency that you use on the internet and those things, which is great. But
We have that too, yes.
You may have people there that you have temporary agency that you may contact and do that as well. Here again, they don't get down to the people at the grassroots, at the bottom. They never hear about these jobs because sometimes the jobs are already filled by good contract friends, good old boy network and those things. So my thing is, how do we break that cycle of the message not getting down to our people in our districts? Many of the minority districts don't have that opportunity to hear about those jobs. So if I can work with you to have a neutral site, to have a job fair in my district or any other urban commissioners, we all can have it for all of us together. Because a lot of times they don't get down, or rural, sometimes don't get to the rural. So hopefully we can be fair and equalize that opportunity for everybody. And definitely want to play a role in that down the road. So if you leave me your address, phone number, card, give it to Dr. Wilson. I'll be reaching out to you in the future.
Oh, no problem.
But then, thank you for being here.
No problem.
Okay, Commissioner Baker?
Thank you so much for coming. I too agree with Commissioner Williams is that finding a way for us to get to those that can't get to job fairs or actually, how do you apply for a job in Bentley still?
We have several methods, but the main one is our website, www.bentlerjobs in Louisiana. That is sponsored through LED. We also have our jobs posted at the unemployment office or the career center. And we use several other methods, but those are the main ones that you would use, or either go to our website, which is www.bentler.com.
Do you all have business cards we can leave with?
Yes.
That was it. I just want to get your contact and business cards.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
We'll give it to contact to
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hey, Mike.
That was it. Thank
Okay.
you. Woody.
Oh, both of them.
Okay.
I actually.
They look nice.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm finished.
you
Thank
too.
you.
Commissioner Lynch?
Yeah, I'm going to just be clear, on the training that's at that's at BPCC, has that already begun? How does that program work?
No, ma'am, it hasn't finished.
They gotta build the center, right?
Yes, they're still working on the center. It's planned to open sometime in May or June, and then we will still be moving the equipment in and getting ready to start some of the programs there, but nothing has started at this point.
Who's going to be responsible for getting that information out? Is it the school, or is it that workforce board, or who?
We have several methods. LED will be responsible for quite a bit of it. The school is also going to be advertising it, and of course we will as well.
Okay. And that would be particularly to do what? What does that training entail?
I'm sorry?
What is that training going to entail?
It is actually training the people to be able to run our equipment. We have brought in our own equipment that will be in the plants so that we can train them hands-on, because a lot of people do not have the expertise that we're needing.
So those are the folks who are actually end up getting hired.
Correct.
Yes, it is.
Okay, the ones that actually go through, I guess the probability, the ones that actually go through the program as opposed to somebody just sitting in a resume.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, we go through all the resumes that come in. There is a sorting process for it, defining who's got what skills and what we need for the different positions. And then there will be some interview processes that are done through LED and ourselves. And then once we get through that part of it, we'll come down to our final candidates for it, and they'll be sent through a class. And if they pass the class, then probability of being hired is very good.
Okay, so trying to get what comes first here. So what comes first, because I'm trying to work with the dates. The school is going to open in May or June.
Yes.
Okay, so at what point, and I know it's kind of a rolling process, are people putting in applications? Should they be doing that now?
People are free to put applications in at any time, but we are not hiring for those positions until October or November. Most of the hourly positions are 2015.
Okay, I
We will
understand
do
you're
the
not-
job fair. When we do the job fair, that's the kickoff of our hourly positions.
But you will have already trained some people by then, right?
Some of our management staff we will have already trained, but it's not in the training center.
Okay, so when will the people actually go through to the training center?
Once we kick off our job fair, which is in August or September, then we will start training.
Okay, so when it opens in May or June, that is just to do what? Just to
That is
set
to
up?
get everything set up and our programs prepared for it.
Okay, all right. And you said that you all were going to be using an agency to do some of the placement? Or I guess to screen some of the resumes?
LED, the Workforce Development Group, is helping us with the screening.
Is that out of Baton Rouge, or they have a local person?
They have a local person here, but it is out of Baton Rouge as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Commissioner Epperson?
Mr. Gilliam, some of the brand names of the equipment, I know manufacturing has been on the demise in America for the past few years. It was strong, back in my day. I was in heavy metals, punch press at General Electric and what we call Western Electric. We had Hess, Kerr, Readomatics, all those type machines. Do you have a website that show the brand names of machines that you'll be using and what their functions are? That would help sort of give the potential applicants some precursors.
Not yet. What I can tell you, to make a long story short, is that the process line equipment, so it means the equipment that are made to produce the pipe or to produce the tube, are mainly coming from Italy and Germany.
Okay.
So all the other equipment are normally coming from United States of America.
Okay.
For example, the transformers that are made by Siemens, it's not Siemens Germany, it's Siemens US, I mean. So they are fabricated either in the US or in Mexico, but they are fabricated in the area, I mean.
Right.
So to the exception of the process line, all the other equipment will be in fact coming from America.
Okay. Ms. Simmons, I would hope maybe you can give the suggestions to LED say let's have two job fairs, one east over in the Bossier side of the river, and one in the west in the Caddo side. And let's see what happens there instead of everybody going to, you know what I mean?
We have several planned, not just the one. The one is our main, the big one, but we do have several already planned. We also did one at one of the local colleges already.
Okay. What college was there?
I think it was LSU.
The local college.
I think it was LSU.
In Shreveport?
What?
I think it was LSU. You think it's LSU? You had the job fair?
No, it wasn't LSU. I'm sorry, I can't remember which one it was, but we...
Sitting there?
Hard for me.
No, it was,
She doesn't have one.
Southern?
it was in,
Contact information.
it was in February, but I'm not sure which one it was.
It was a job fair here?
Okay.
They had one at LSU.
Mr. Guillaume, what, the machines that you'll be using in the facility, the same type machines that are already in productions in other countries, right? They be different, customized special?
I do not want to make any publicity for my company, but definitely they are better. Because in fact, no, I'm not joking, but what we are intending to install here in Shreveport, it's really the top of the art in technology, I mean.
So this is updated state of the art equipment.
Exactly, and it will probably be the first line using that kind of equipment in the world.
Wow, okay.
And this is something very important. You should know that, okay, our product is for OCTG, obviously, but it's a very niche product with a very added value, in fact. This is what is making the big
Basically,
difference
that's
with our
being
competitors.
customized specifically for this plant?
Exactly, yes, sir.
Okay.
Commissioner Williams?
You finished, Commissioner Epperson?
You through, Commissioner Epperson?
So my last comment is, here again, one of the things I bark on is about being inclusive. What is your policy regarding minority contracting and employment and emerging businesses and hiring our veterans? When veterans come home, they do need work. Men and women who serve and protect us so we can be safe. Do you have any incentives for hiring minority tax credits, or you getting tax credits for hiring veterans or minority contractors or emerging businesses? So we want to make sure that they play a major role because they're vital to our economy as well. We want to make sure, because we have policies in government due to private sector having this type of policy regarding making sure we engage in being impartial and fair, that everybody have an opportunity to compete with those contracts out there.
Part of our agreement was that when we do vendors or use any kind of outside contracting, that we take bids from several organizations. We always take 2 to 3 bids, and we always include minority organizations in that as well. As far as the veterans, we have organizations that we're using to find veterans once they come out of, local Army people as well. We have several on staff already.
Okay, all I want to do is make sure we represent the diversity, let it reflect the diversity of our community,
Of course.
and be inclusive. When do you say when do the manufacturing actually starts off? Then when does the door opens and manufacturing kicks off? When that happen? Next year?
August the 1st, 2015.
Wow, got a long way to go.
Yes.
Again, I want to say thank you for being our partners. We look forward to a long-lasting relationship with our international community. Hope you can attract others to come and see how good Louisianans treat our other foreign partners. And I'm excited about Bidler and others that are coming to our great parish in our city. So we're excited to see you. And here again, I do want to work with you on this side of the river, whether it be at the convention center or somewhere neutral site. We can tell our people in our community about the jobs and about the contracts, but they can participate and be a part of the American dream. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. We welcome your help.
Thank you.
Still got a couple more commissioners. Commissioner Bowman?
Thank you, Mr. President. Real briefly, I just want to welcome you all again, and a question I had is the target amount of potential jobs. What's that number? I just want to see if it's still the same.
Yes, it's still the same, 675.
Okay.
No way to change.
All right.
Oh, but you should know that, okay, we have normally a second step after the first project. We have a second step. This is the steel mill plant.
Yes, sir.
And the steel mill plant will generate more jobs, I mean.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
And Commissioner Escudé?
Thank you for being here. Correct me if I'm wrong, I just want to get some clarification. From what I've read is, I guess the people are going to actually get physically do the work. It's my understanding the reason there's so much training involved is because the technology for this plant is going to be so new that nobody out there has those skills. Is that a pretty true statement? Is that why there's going to be so much education involved?
You should go back, in fact, to the history of the company. You should know, really, you should know that this company is close to 150 years old. And we started producing the first pipe in 1918, just after the First World War. So since that time, a know-how, a technology, a competence is being created inside our company. So this is not something that you can just learn at the university or that you just can learn on internet. In fact, you have to really be hands-on to learn that. So this is an important point of Bentler being here, is that, okay, our intention is to transfer our technology, to transfer our know-how from Germany to Louisiana, to Shreveport. So this is maybe answering your question.
To develop those skills, it's a hands-on. They kind of have to screw up to learn how to do it, right?
It's part of hands-on, part of okay, you have to be skilled enough.
But I guess what I'm getting at is you just couldn't hire your employees, look for experienced people and staff what you need. They're not out there, the skills aren't out there because everybody's going to learn a brand new thing.
This is the reason why, okay, when Rhonda was mentioning, for example, that our manager or even the level below the manager, they will in fact go to Germany in order to be trained in Germany, I mean. And then they will come back here. And this guy, in fact, they will start to train, in fact, the newcomers, I mean. This is the way we want to do it.
So
we would,
for that purpose, I guess it's good whether you're young and just out of school or maybe in your 40s looking for a career change. Both sides have the opportunity to go learn these skills and perform these tasks. Is that correct? Because of the schooling and education it'll have to be put into it.
You are definitely right for some functions. If we speak, for example, about quality control, for example, high-level quality control, we need people of experience. Because quality control for the pipe is something very special, I mean. If we speak about, for example, production planning, you need as well somebody who has some experience.
Right.
But okay, but we are on the same page.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Commissioner Lynn?
Patrick Gillian, thank you so much for coming to the United States, and I wanted to tell you that your city, Antwerp, is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to in my entire life.
Thank you.
And thank you for having such a wonderful place for me to visit.
If I can answer to you, I will tell you that I'm very pleased to be here in Shreveport. And definitely, if Antwerp is a beautiful city, I definitely like to be here in Shreveport.
I look
and
forward to
I like
coming
your
back to
place.
Belgium. Thank you.
Commissioner Epperson?
Mr. Gilliam, I just wanted to mention too, in the event you have any suppliers that may be considering relocating here, that we got about 2.3 million square foot of space in West Shreveport that we can find some cleaner space. Okay, so just check with Ms. Frazier. What is Shreveport Business Park LLC? Yes. We got all kind of space for supplies. Okay.
We got some in the hood.
I'm finished now.
All right, Ms. Simmons and Mr. Gilliam, I appreciate you being here today, and we also, again, I would just say on behalf of the commission, look forward to working with you in the future, and if you need anything from us, just let us know. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for your support.
I'll be the same.
Thank you.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Okay, Dr. Wilson, you next item?
No, sir, that concludes my report, sir.
Okay, so you're through with your report. I would like to go back to one matter, citizen comment. I did get a card from one citizen that came in late. Jeffrey Jackson, if Mr. Jackson's present, you can come up to give you your comments. Come to the podium, sir. And you have 3 minutes to speak. If you'll give us your name and your address.
Patrick, appreciate it, sir.
My name is Jerry Dwayne Jackson. Do not have an address right now because I've been ran out by a cartel, but they
Do
challenge.
you live here in Shreveport?
Yes.
Okay.
But they challenging me as the Godhead and who I am. Every time what I'm trying to get the United States to do is make a treaty with me and not with them. But all the binding and loosing that I did for us, the angels, the comprehend terrorism. When you say household security 3, I got prayers on the ground for protection for the government, and I had one challenging me, saying that I'm not the Godhead, which is I am. Now Baton Rouge been cartel, and all the government mansions been cartel, but not by the cartel themselves, but by the Godhead, because they do not want to obey, and there will be more tragedy if don't nobody influence. I hope this well recorded so somebody can say something about who God really is, and we won't have no more terrorism, far as like the 9/11, which come about to keep people's mouths closed about what's really going on. They don't want to respect what's going on, but don't nobody want to talk face to face. Everybody want the money. They ain't saying nothing about who God is or who to respect. They want the money, and they don't want their shitty deal in their face and in their mouth all the time, far as disrespecting, and they don't want nobody to talk to God face to face. They want God face head, and I feel as though it's really a shame. It's really a shame to this nation to be giving God so much honor for so much, and then act like something to sweep them under the rug with this ruthless threat. Me myself, I'm not afraid, and I don't want this scam, this scheme with these mental health people, for us how they try to control the outcome of all circumstances, Mr. Doug. I'm really upset, man. I'm kind of broken in speech right now, and I'm just trying to get my point across. I don't want to get it out so ugly like it's coming out, man. But I'm God Almighty. You know what I'm saying? I'm the third person of the Godhead, which you got God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. And I'm the third person of the Godhead. God Almighty, and that's who I, through this prey of these illegal aliens, pray PREY, from the beginning of my life, from the day I come in here. That's what I've come to find out, and that's what I'm trying to represent in the people's eye.
You're over 3 minutes, so
thank you.
Time's about up, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, sir, for coming.
Okay, next item is our communiques and committee reports. Does anybody, Commissioner Lynch, do you have something? Gerald, Commissioner Bowman.
I'll ask, what was the guy's name that was just up here?
Mr. Jackson?
Jackson, yeah, I'll ask him later.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see where that plane is. Maybe he knew where it was.
We didn't hear you on this side, baby.
That's okay.
That's all right. She will. Okay, we appreciate those comments, Commissioner Lynch. We're on communiques and committee reports. Does anybody have any? Commissioner Williams?
I just want to announce, following this meeting, there will be a Juvenile Justice Committee meeting.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Clay and Judge Cox is in the building somewhere to discuss.
We see Colonel Cox is here.
Yeah, okay. The meeting following this meeting today.
Okay. I did good. And we'll go to the President report, and there is none at that time, so we'll go to old business, and there is none. So we'll move to new business. First item of our new business is to authorize the introduction of ordinance number 5388 of 2014, amending the budget of estimated revenues and expenditures for the Economic Development Fund to provide an appropriation of $15,000 to fund the Caddo Bossier Film Office for the year of 2014.
Move to third.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cox, seconded by Commissioner Williams to move this matter to Thursday. Have Commissioner Cox, do either one of y'all wish to speak on your motion?
Yeah, I'll just make a brief statement. This has been in our budget the last couple of years, and with the film industry being what it is, we supported them when after the hurricane to get the film industry here, and this is just another support mechanism that they can use. It's not a lot, but it is well worth our money. I think what we get back from this $15,000 is well worth it, and would like everyone's support on it. Thank you.
Did this come out of the committee? I thought it did, didn't we? It didn't? Okay. Commissioner Williams, did you want to speak?
Well, I would just like to make sure we stick to our protocol. It's not that I don't support it, but everything we do gets vetted and committed. I don't recall it coming through. However, as he said, it has been in the budget in the past. I'd like to continue to promote the entertainment industry, but I also like to know that we do things decent and in order, and they do be vetted and committed in the past. We do that. I would vote for it to continue to go forward, and I want to support it. It's not that I'm not supporting it. We shouldn't have one for this and one for that. We should have one size. We should have a protocol, a method that we do business up here. And it's not that I don't support the entertainment film industry. I just like the protocol that we go by for everything we do up here.
Okay.
So that would be my only comment about this particular point.
Commissioner Cox?
Point of order, it did go through the committee.
Which committee was that?
Economic Development.
Okay. So that's what I was thinking.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Y'all wasn't here.
Y'all met on that?
You were here. Oh,
Where the minutes?
Commissioner Thibodeau. I thought you were here.
So was it decided in the meeting that they weren't going to be receiving any funds at that time?
The committee
We
voted.
voted to give them the $15,000.
It just wasn't in the budget.
Point of order, could you
Okay.
go
Yeah,
by?
hang on. Let's go by the, let's go in accordance with our rules, and everybody needs to speak that's on the board. Our parliamentary is next. Commissioner Lynn.
Before next Thursday, I'd like a copy of the minutes from the Economic Development meeting that showed that this was approved by Economic Development. And also, I would like a copy of their detailed expense reports of their income and outgoing money, that their expenditures as far as, instead of entertainment, I'd like a breakdown of their entertainment expense. That's all.
This is something else.
Yeah.
I know we can get you the minutes. Michelle, can you get the minutes to Commissioner Lynn?
To everybody.
Everybody, please.
They're saying we did.
I think the question I had was because it was under you, Commissioner Cox, but it normally would say, Economic Development Committee. I thought it went through the Economic
I
Development.
just want to say one thing.
Okay, Commissioner Thibodeau?
Either I'm confused or others are. I think what we approved in economic development is for the film prize group. Isn't it? I believe that's what it was, which is not the same thing as what Mr. Cox is asking for. So if it has not gone through the Economic Development Committee, I agree with Mr. Williams, it needs to.
Okay, Commissioner Lynch?
My question is, what allocation have they gotten from other entities, meaning the city of Shreveport, Bossier Parish, Police Jury, Bossier City Council? Because I'm looking at the write-up on this, and they're saying they're in need of an appropriation in order to market and promote the area for locations at the Expo Film Trade Show in Los Angeles, California. So I guess that's what they're needing the money for. I think some of these questions can probably be answered by Ms. Acree in committee relatively simply. I know they have gone to this trade show, I think it's called ACFI, that's held every year in Los Angeles. I know the first year they went, she and the mayor went together. We've not, the parish has not had any representation there. And it is a huge, huge, huge event and almost a must for this particular industry. But I want to make sure that all parties are at the table. It's not just anteing up money for this. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Baker?
Commissioner Thibodeau's correct. I'm sorry. I had the wrong meeting. This is something different from what we,
Ms. Baker, that was Jeffrey Kellenberg that came.
I was listening to our administrator.
Get the tire tracks off of you.
I was fixing to.
So
What you talking about?
I had the wrong meeting.
Commissioner Bowman?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just had a point of information on the ordinance 5388, where it says, whereas the fourth time, it is necessary to amend the 2000, and it's incomplete as far as what budget. Point of information.
Okay, Donna, see what he's talking about? Can
I
y'all-
do, I'll pass that on to the
Whoever-
person that prepared it.
Okay, thank you. And Commissioner Escaday?
It's my understanding that this funding for past years has come through the Economic Development Committee, and that when the committee was going over its budget presentations this past year prior to our passing the budget, that it was not appropriated, and simply because they had not made application for it. They failed to make application in a timely manner, so it got cut out. Naturally, you know, you don't have the applications and requests in, and the committee tends to throw it out, and I think that's what happened. So that's where it's heard. It's heard in the Economic Development Committee in late 2013. There was no request, so it didn't get appropriated. So that's the history of this thing. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go to our, there's no other, we did have a motion. So a motion is second to move to Thursday for introduction. Please vote. That does pass 10-2. Our next item is authorize introduction of ordinance number 5389 of 2014, the ordinance to repeal, reenact, renumber portions of sections 18-8 of Article 1 and General of Chapter 18 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Caddo. Do I have a motion? Have a motion by Commissioner Escaday, seconded by Commissioner Cox to move
I
this.
just need an explanation on the ordinance.
Mr. Glass, Robert, can you come up, sir? Can you please give us an explanation on exactly what this is about? Did we wake you up?
James knows more about it than I do, the details, but it's basically the new FEMA flood maps.
Yes.
That the ordinance would refer to them instead of the old flood maps.
How would it hurt the insurance rating? I mean, Mr. Glass.
Mr. Dumache is going to, he said, Mr. Dumache, can you explain this briefly to us?
Yes, sir. Commissioner, this is the adoption of the new flood maps that are coming out that will be effective May 19th of this year. This has been an ongoing process. We just got certification by the Caddo Levy Board, accepted by FEMA. What it has done, the new maps have placed some areas, they have narrowed the flood zones, which enable some of our citizens to be taken out of the floodplain. Also, it recertified the levees that run along the Red River on the Caddo side. These new maps will enable us to participate in the National Flood Insurance Program, which currently gives citizens of Caddo Parish in the unincorporated areas. City of Shreveport has its own, but it gives them a 10% discount on their flood insurance policies. So, which means that whether they go to Shelter, whether they go to State Farm, or whatever insurance company, the price will vary very little, only a few dollars.
You say unincorporated, that's a small portion, unincorporated area of the parish?
We cover everything but the city of Shreveport. These new maps have, in all of Caddo Parish, have been mapped and they're listed on the digital firms, which means we have them loaded to our website. Citizens can plug in their address, and it'll pull up their address and tell them what flood zone, if at all they're in one.
So the citizens that are in the flood zone area and been upgraded, will they get a rebate of 10% or just a discount, you said?
Just a discount. And those discounts are done when the policies are renewed annually.
Thank you.
You through, Commissioner?
Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson?
How does it affect the residents that's in the Cross Lake watershed?
Repeat, sir?
How does it affect the residents in the Cross Lake watershed that's in the floodplain?
Well, the Cross Lake watershed would fall under the city of Shreveport, which right now currently has a better class rating than the parish.
Well, on the north side, that's Parish side, it doesn't fall in the city.
No. What that does is give them the 10% that if you elevate and do, because the parish does certain things, it keeps us in the program, and they will continue to benefit.
So did that one also narrow down as well, that section?
We would have to look at it by section, different areas. Some areas in the north were reduced, some areas in the south was enlarged.
And Commissioner Lynn?
Mr. Dumache, when we first started working on this about 3 years ago, there was question on the levee being certified, and I know that you just said that it wasn't. So the Red River levee was certified all the way from Arkansas to Red River Parish?
The levee was certified in Caddo Parish. Cannot say.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dumache. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to move this forward. No other discussion. If we can please vote at this time. And Gerald is okay. That passes 11-0. Moving to the next item is an authorized introduction of ordinance number 5390 of 2014, declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator or a designee to sell the parish tax interest for the year of 2014.
Move on Thursday.
Having a motion by Commissioner Lynn, seconded by Commissioner Williams. See no discussion. If we can please vote at this time. That passes 12-0. Next item is authorized introduction of resolution number 9 of 2014, providing for the semi-annual appointment of a poet laureate for Caddo Parish.
Oh, so moved, sir.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Lynch and seconded by Commissioner Williams. We do have some discussion. Does the mover or the second wish to discuss?
Yeah, I do. This will be another first for Caddo Parish. There's no other parish in the state that has a poet laureate at this time. The Shreveport Regional Arts Council is kind of overseeing it. They met with the, I guess, poet community, I'll say, and came up with the criteria, which basically followed the state's criteria for how they choose the poet laureate. And that process will involve the state poet laureate actually going over the applications and making a recommendation of, I think, 3 people. And those 3 names will be submitted to the commission. And so that's kind of how the state does it. The Humanities Office receives the application. They make 3 recommendations to the governor. And the state poet laureate is confirmed by the Senate, by the state Senate. So ours will kind of follow that same process, only they would be confirmed by the Caddo Parish Commission. So if anybody had any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Commissioner Thibodeau?
I want to,
excuse me, Commissioner Williams?
Second. I want to commend Commissioner Lynch bringing some first to Caddo, because we need to reflect the diversity of our community, and poetry is part of our culture now. We have to learn to make a cultural connection to this generation. And I think it's a great lead for her to go out and find new creative, fresh ideas to bring back to Caddo Parish. Because Caddo is not the same. You look at the diversity of our community. We have to have things to connect our young people to. And poetry and art and music keeps young people out of drugs and gangs and violence and dropping out of school. If those little things that they can do that keep them out of prison, I say it's a worthwhile investment into providing alternatives to dropping out of school, incarceration, robbing, killing, and murder. So if they want to use their skills, their art, to be able to show what's inside, express themselves, how they express themselves through dancing and the art and music and instruments, I say it's a worthwhile investment to take. And I hope that all of the colleagues will see that as a small investment in providing this vehicle for opportunities and working with SHRAC. SHRAC is one of the most aggressive, progressive art council in America, right here in Shreveport, Louisiana. They're doing great work over there. And we asking people to do a lot with less, and they're doing a lot more with. So this is a very creative idea that she brought back, and I hope that my colleague will see it from the rural to the middle to the urban area and to the city to support such a creative idea, keep our young men and women off the streets, and they express themselves through the cultures and the art of poetry. Me and John are poetry's up here. We ain't gonna get forward with it.
Ain't by numbers.
Hey, quit that sagging, start this way.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, Commissioner Thibodeau?
I read with interest regarding the appointment of a poet. Why we need one, I don't know it. Who will vet the poem's content before it's read, so we're not sued by someone who did not like what was said? Will the poet be black, white, brown, or yellow, or will they be woman or fellow? And that's as far as I've gotten so far. Just wanted to say I want to be the first one to be vetted, but I do have some real questions.
Okay.
And number one, who will vet the content of the poem? You. Because whoever writes the poem will be representing us, and if they're going to represent us, we need to know what's in that poem before they read it. So who will vet any poem that's given by the poet representing the commission?
Commission clerk.
Can I-
Commissioner Lynch?
Okay, the person does not write a poem to represent the commission. I think one of the criteria of the people that are interested in applying is that they have to have published works.
What you said in the meeting.
And that is used as a part of the evaluation process, I guess, whether they've been juried before and all of this other stuff. But they're representing the position. They're not representing, I mean, even though it is Caddo Parish Poet Laureate, but not the Caddo Parish Commission. But their works are going to be reviewed by the State Poet Laureate. It works the same. I'm not aware of any poet laureates that have been sued, or the conferring body that's been sued by a work that they have written. You know, but it's expression. And I think all of that will be taken into consideration. The SHRAC will be making a recommendation to the commission, so that body of work that they're being judged upon will be reviewed by the commission body.
Okay, but I'm still believe that if we are calling them the commission poet laureate, that someone with the commission needs to be able to vet what is said before it's said.
Okay.
I think probably a bigger problem would be how to handle the potential problems with politics, race, gender, which district they might come from, who will decide which event they will represent us in or participate. According to the minutes, the motion that was given and I was not there, the motion that was given at the committee meeting did not include a recommendation for a $1,000 honorarium. And finally, why is this going to be done semi-annually? Is semi-annually twice a year?
No, that's every 2 years.
Isn't that biannually?
Yes.
Should it say, I'm not sure what it say.
Biannually is every 2
Okay,
years.
so it should be
Semi-annually is every 6 months.
Okay, so it should be biannually, and on the $1,000, that is going to be provided by SRAC and/or the library board or the Friends of the Library there, putting together that. That's not going to be coming from the commission.
Okay.
Have to be in the ordinance if it was coming from.
So I guess what I'm saying, that maybe we would be better off maybe in support of a poet laureate, but have them appointed by the Arts Council instead of by the commission. Since that really fits in their bailiwick more than, where they're not seen as somebody that we appointed, but instead they're appointed by, what we're going to be given is 3 people to choose from by the Arts Commission. And I'm recommending that we instead just have the Arts Commission recommend their own poet laureate and use them as a parish poet laureate. Those are my concerns.
Commissioner Lynn?
Commissioner Thibodeau took care of most of the questions that I had to ask, and then I guess the only suggestion I would make was that the poem be vetted by legal. That's all. Thank you.
Commissioner Baker?
Well, most of my questions got answered, except for why, or if it's going to be a poet for Shrek, why are we the ones appointing a person? What is the reason for us appointing?
Commissioner Lynch, can you answer that question or not?
I'm just following the guidelines of state and other counties that have conferred this honor upon a person from their arts community. Makes it a little bit more official. It makes it a little bit more, I guess official is the word I want to use, as representative of the parish, and the collaboration between just like public art. I mean, we're heavily involved with SRAC right now in the design of the Caddo Common. Do we have to do that? No, we don't have to do that. But we made a commitment to collaborate and to be a part of the arts community. The $100,000 we gave for the fire station. So it's just another collaborative effort that promotes the arts from public art from a public body.
So our state statute said that we would have to be the ones appoint the person?
Yes.
And by us appointing this person, will we be responsible for anything, like anything they do or anything?
I think that may be a little extreme perception of it. You know, I know.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, because I mean, we appoint people in other positions, and we be responsible for certain things that they do. So I'm just asking a general question: are we responsible for anything if we appoint them? I mean, we'd be responsible for things that other people get appointed for. So that's a yes or no question.
Such as what?
I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know.
What are we responsible for that other people get appointed to?
Well, like we appoint to the library boards and things. We'd be responsible for some of the things that they do.
We're not responsible for what they do. I think as the appointing authority, we may have some influence or, can express our concerns, but they have a board that they answer to, basically.
So when you say we have influence, what type of influence do we have?
I'm saying like the MPC. I mean, it's, you can express your concerns, but, they have their own board.
You say we have influence? I mean, I'm just trying to find out. I don't know anything about it. I'm just asking questions. I mean, I can't ask questions about it.
Can I make a suggestion? Can you, this information you got, can you bring us something in writing, maybe Thursday, we can look at, that tells us a little bit more where you came up with this idea and how it's going? I can't really pull up my resolution right now, but maybe that will help out some, because I do understand what you're saying.
In there, will it have the influences that we have?
There it is.
You don't have any influence, Commissioner Baker. Don't worry about it.
What?
Wow.
That's all I'm doing. Answering a question. I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We'll
So I didn't get any of my questions answered.
We're gonna try to get with Ms. Lynch to bring us some more information for Thursday, and hopefully we can get that resolved by then.
Thank you.
I feel the heat coming off of him.
Mr. Johnson?
Yeah. My questions got answered.
Trying to throw me under the bus a minute ago.
Commissioner Escaday?
Don't let him forget it.
I think what we have is two different things. I think Mrs. Lynch's proposed resolution establishes, it's on the title that this is the Poet Laureate of Caddo Parish, who will be compensated and selected through SRAC, okay?
That's right.
According to what Mr. Thibodeau requests, he wants it to be all under SRAC, which means they wouldn't be the Caddo Poet Laureate, I guess it'd be the SRAC Poet Laureate, okay? I pretty much think that, I'm glad that we've got no other pressing matters that we've got time to spend on this, for the good of the public. But I think Commissioner Baker's concern, and maybe mine, is this. I'm not really in opposition to it, since it doesn't cost us anything. But when you talk about poetry, it's the same thing as literature and art, and it's very subjective. I think Commissioner Baker is probably like I am, concerned that maybe on behalf of the public, or as representing the public, something may be said that's vulgar or offensive or divisive that would reflect bad on the parish. And I think that is Mr. Thibodeau's reason for wanting to separate it, because we don't have any control. And you can't really control art or literature or music, then you're into censorship issues. You know, well, it's more censorship issues, like burning books to library. So I think that's the question that's out there. In its form, it will be the official Poet Laureate of Caddo. And second, and notwithstanding some other amendment or friendly resolution, that's the way it stands. I think, once again, the concern is just whether or not we're not embarrassed by this person's actions. That's all. You have to hope for the best. I mean, there's rap music, and I enjoy some of it, and there's some of it that, you know, I prefer not be on the airwaves at all, but, you know, we don't necessarily maybe want our name tagged to it. That's all. Thank you.
I think we ought to allow, at least allow due process to Thursday. Then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to do that.
Commissioner, did you want to speak, Commissioner Lynn?
I already spoke.
Okay. Commissioner Lynn?
Say, I probably heard more stuff out of this elected body that needed to be censored than I have any poet that I've ever heard. So.
Emails too.
That's a subject for another day.
Yeah, but we know so much that it came
from John Escaday.
All right.
I make no apologies.
Please vote at this time.
Not for looking out for the constituents. This is Thursday.
Okay, that passes 11-1. The next item is an authorized introduction of a resolution number 10 for 2014 supporting legislation authorizing a tax to be levied up to 2.5% on each hotel or motel room in Caddo and Bossier parishes.
Move to Thursday.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Escaday, seconded by Commissioner Cox. See no discussion. Please vote.
You go, it says it in the order. Got everything.
Fast.
That passes 12-0.
Has to go to public vote.
Okay. Next item is authorize a special resolution of recognition to Calvary Baptist Academy Cavaliers, the 2013 Division II State Championships. That's moved by Commissioner Cox, seconded by the chair. Michelle, can you add David on there as a besides me, please, for Thursday?
Oh, anybody else want a dog pile on there?
We didn't do one for the Mavericks. They won. So.
Okay, please vote. That passes 12-0. The next item is our consent agenda.
Move to adjourn.
Yep.
And we have nothing further.
Hold on, these appointments. We're going to talk about those Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday. Consent agenda.
It's on consent. you have anything on, you need to talk about it today?
No.
Said move to adjourn.
Joe did.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Meeting won't take long.
Mr. President.
12-0.
I mean, it won't be long.